Shalom. All praises, blessings, glories, and honors to Yahweh Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Racha, Kodash. Double honors to my elder apostles and bishop elders of Great Millstone who taught me this truth, as well of men of like mind. Shalom wa chasad, which means peace and mercy to the elect of the nation of Israel, whom I so-called Negroes, Latinos, Native American Indians, and Israelite foreigners of the seed line of our forefathers, Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, whom are scattered here in America, which is Babylon the Great, and abroad. To you I say Shalom, beginning with the 144,000 prophets, and Yahweh Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, willing. This lesson is edifying and informative. I'm the brother Quanawath, and without further ado, in the news. Netanyahu hits back at Biden from the RT. The Israeli leader has vowed to assault the Palestinian city of Rafah against the direct wishes of the U.S. president. And this headline had immediately brought Jeremiah chapter 49 verse 20 and 50 verse 45 to mind. Because surely the least of the flock, which is the state of Israel, shall draw them, which is America, Babylon the Great, out into the Arabian Peninsula, into the Middle East, to be a guard unto itself in preparation for the third world's woe, which according to the book of Revelation, chapter 11, verse 14, cometh quickly. A war, according to the book of Isaiah, chapter 9, verse 5, that will be fought with burning and fuel of fire. And we understand that this is a process that has been gradually ongoing over the past several months, whereby the state of Israel has been drawing America, Babylon the Great, now more so than ever, out into the Middle East to become a guard unto itself. Itself as in the least of the flock, the state of Israel. Now, before we read Jeremiah chapter 49, verse 20, followed by 50, verse 45, let's read the article, Lord's willing. Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu has claimed that his maximalist war aims are supported by the overwhelming majority of the country's citizens, and that U.S. President Joe Biden was wrong to suggest that West Jerusalem's plan for Gaza is hurting Israel. With the death toll from the Israeli Defense Forces IDF Gaza operation passing 31,000, Biden told MSNBC on Saturday that Netanyahu should pay more attention to the innocent lives being lost in the Palestinian enclave. Biden went on to say that Netanyahu is hurting Israel more than he's helping, and that a planned Israeli invasion of Rafah, a city in the south of the Strip where more than 1 million Gazans have sought refuge, would be a red line for Washington. I don't know exactly what the president meant, Netanyahu told German tabloid Bild on Sunday, but if he meant that I'm pursuing private policies against the wish of the majority of Israelis and that this is hurting the interests of Israel, then he is wrong on both counts. Biden raised his eyebrows with a plan to invite Netanyahu to a come to so-called Jesus meeting. There are policies supported by the overwhelming majority of Israelis. Netanyahu continued, Israelis support the action that we are taking to destroy the remaining terrorist battalions of Hamas. They say once we destroy Hamas, the last thing we should do is put in charge of Gaza, the Palestinian Authority. They also support my position, that says that we should resoundingly reject the attempt to ram down our throats a Palestinian state. Netanyahu has promised to continue the war in Gaza until Israel wins a total victory over Hamas. He has also said that Israel will have full security control over the entire area west of Jordan, a statement that implies a return to Israel's occupation of Gaza and precludes the establishment of an independent Palestinian state. While Netanyahu is an unpopular figure in Israel, these policies have broad public support. According to a recent poll conducted by the Israeli Hayom newspaper, 81% of respondents agreed that military pressure should be applied to Hamas until its leaders agreed to release the roughly 100 Israeli hostages still in its captivity. While a survey by the Israel Democracy Institute last month found that 63% of Israelis oppose the creation of a Palestinian state. Some 68% of Jewish respondents to the poll said that they oppose the delivery of humanitarian aid to Gaza. This is clearly a genocide happening before our eyes. Okay, something that Biden has repeatedly called on Netanyahu to guarantee. In a future slight to Biden, Netanyahu told Bild that he intends to defy the U.S. and push his forces into Rafah. And this will only continue to force the U.S.'s hand in aiding Israel in its wartime endeavors. Okay, America is just a puppet for Israel, for the small hats. So the least of the flock will surely draw America, Babylon the Great out into the Middle East, all in preparation for the Third World War. But before the Third World War happens, the mark of the beast, which is the RFID microchip, will first be mandated across the globe. With more than 1 million displaced Palestinians sheltering in the city, actually, I didn't read up the first paragraph. Excuse me. It says, in a future site to Biden, Netanyahu told Bild that he intends to defy the U.S. and push his forces into Rafah. With more than 1 million displaced Palestinians sheltering in the city, the UN has warned that an Israeli assault could lead to a slaughter of civilians. We'll go there, Netanyahu said. We're not going to leave. You know, I have a red line. You know what the red line is? That October 7th doesn't happen again. Never happens again. Hamas fighters attacked Israel on October 7th, killing around 1,200 people and taking more than 200 hostages. Back to Gaza. Netanyahu responded by declaring war on the Palestinian militant group and imposing a near-total siege on the enclave. In just over 5 months of fighting, the Israeli forces have killed more than 31,000 So that concludes the article. Now let's get the book of Jeremiah chapter 49 verse 20 and then 50 verse 45, Lord is willing. Therefore, Jeremiah chapter 49 verse 20, hear the counsel of the Lord Yahweh, Bahashem Yahweh Shai, that he had taken against Edom. Edom is a so-called Caucasian race. According to Malachi chapter 1 verse 4, they are the wicked. Okay? And his purposes in whose hand, which in the Hebrew is Yad, which means power or strength, the earth has been given into, beginning with their elites. According to Job chapter 9 verse 24. Their banking families. And his purposes that he had purpose against the inhabitants of Teman, also Edomites. Surely the least of the flock, which is the state of Israel, shall draw them, which is America, Babylon the Great, out, out into the Middle East, into the valley of Jehoshaphat, located in the Arabian Peninsula. Surely he shall make their habitations desolate with them. So both the habitation of the Edomites here in America, Babylon the Great, and in the state of Israel, that land will be made desolate by nuclear fire. This entire land will be destroyed according to biblical prophecy by nuclear destruction. Okay, and that land will be cleansed as well by fire. Jeremiah chapter 50 verse 45, therefore hear ye the counsel of the Lord Yahweh, Bahashem Yahweh Shai, that he had taken against Babylon, and his purposes that he had purposed against the land of the Chaldeans. The land of the Chaldeans is here in America, Babylon the Great, because the modern day Chaldeans are the Edomites, beginning with their elites. Okay, you have their warlocks, their necromancers, their wizards. Surely the least of the flock shall draw them out. Again, the state of Israel shall draw America, Babylon the Great out into the Middle East to become a guard unto itself. All in preparation for the Thorough's woe. As Russia, Gog and Magog, according to Ezekiel 38, will become a guard unto Persia and the rest of its allies. And Persia is modern day Iran. Surely he shall make their habitation desolate with them. So again, this land is going to be made desolate. Right? So that concludes the article. I got one more article, real brief, and I will end the lesson, Lord's willing. Now this is from the Sputnik. Putin signs law allowing use of digital financial assets in international payments. Another step towards the global use when they mandate the MOTB across the globe. Moscow, Sputnik. Russian President Vladimir Putin signed a law that authorizes, the usage of digital financial assets and digital utility rights, as well as digital rights that include both of these instruments simultaneously in international payments, according to the relevant document published on the official legal information portal. The initial edition of the bill touched upon modernization of financial platforms, while during the second parliamentary reading, the document was amended with an opportunity of cross-border payments, with the use of digital financial tools, excluding foreign financial assets. The Bank of Russia, together with a body authorized by the government, will set the conditions for separate operations of currencies with digital rights, as well as will be able to ban such operations. And this concludes the article. And with that, I conclude this lesson. This has been another brief in the news update of what's currently going on across the globe concerning biblical prophecy. And so with that, I say shalom to the elect until the next Lord's willing. I say shalom.